Sunday, Monday, happy days.
Out for a little walk this morning as I got legs later, so I don't want to do too much, feeling a little bit fatigued. But I'm on my phone because my little Canon G7X is broken. And I didn't really fancy carrying around the big old rig just while I'm out walking. So hopefully the audio and everything on here is okay still.
Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you.
We got a proper little bro pre-workout meal going on here. Sweet potato, chicken, and some onions as well. But slightly different. Oh, even eating it out of Tupperware. How bro am I? It's not exactly full bro, as it's not all plain. I got the sweet potato and onion were oven baked with some smoked paprika and a little bit of olive oil, and the chicken was baked in some fajita spice and salsa, which actually worked out really nice. It's gone really tender. Time to head to the gym. I've got a leg day today. So, it's going to be a bit of a beast.
These days are These days are share them with me. These days are These days are
Good little leg session. A little bit of fatigue, so it was a little bit of a struggle, but I just extended the rest a little bit, still just hit those numbers, and I had to kind of play around with a bit of the exercise. I've done something to my foot. I wanted to quickly talk to you about a foam rolling before training. It's something I always implement before a lower body session, purely because of my hips, where I sit down a lot for my work. It's very sort of kind of like a desk job really, where I do a lot on the laptop, and my hips get very tight, and sort of mobility and the stretching is one of the things that I contribute to how much I can actually squat and deadlift, aside from obviously genetics and training over time. It's working to make sure I've got good form and there's no restrictions, so I can put the best kind of output and effort into the session. There's a couple of areas I focus on with my foam rolling and stretching and pre-activation before my leg sessions. The first of these is my hip flexors. Obviously sitting down, my hip flexors through here get very tight. So as I'm squatting, if my hip flexors are tight, imagine this is kind of my hip angle there. As I'm squatting, that's going to happen. I'm going to be more in that sort of bent over position and that flexion at the hip. The second port is the IT band. A lot of people, this IT band is tight, and this is generally like because of the makeup of how the IT band is and what it is. So that is right down the side of the leg there. Also, there is the piriformis, which again for me is very tight and is very kind of problematic. It's right in your butt, right up top. And this movement here is very good to work through some of the glute and especially the piriformis to open that up as well. Also, there's kind of the obviously quads, hamstrings, and calves especially when I'm squatting, because they get quite tight if you're doing a lot of walking and things, or females wearing high heels and stuff. If the calf is tight, it is short, and you're limiting that kind of ankle mobility and flexibility and range of motion, which is going to then have a direct effect on your squat. So why do I do and recommend foam rolling prior to training? Isn't it kind of stretching and that kind of thing that you shouldn't really do too much of because it's going to weaken the muscle? No, the reason that I do foam rolling is to actually prepare the muscle by improving blood flow, kind of working through any knots or tightness, any muscles that might be kind of overactive or have high kind of trigger points, so they could be like slightly painful. There's kind of lots of different reasons you might do kind of foam rolling in combination with other things and other methods of stretching, that kind of thing. But I find it works very well to prepare yourself as part of a good warm-up to actually then go into your movements. I pair it with direct trigger point therapy, so like with a lacrosse ball, and dynamic stretching and things like that. So I'm going into the session prepared and ready to train.